Well, hello there. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Pool Dog Championship Arena here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas for the final round of this year's 9-ball shootout brought to you by the American Pool Players Association. I'm Jason Bowman. I'm joined by the very lovely legend
Black
of the
Widow.
game, Jeanette Lee, the Black Widow. Jeanette, they say all good things must come to an end, but before they do, we've got 2 championship matches still to be decided here in Vegas.
That's right.
So, folks, this afternoon we have, as we mentioned, the 9-ball shootout finals, which means we actually have 3 matches in action simultaneous. We will be bringing you one of those matches with featured commentary with Jeanette and I here on Facebook Live. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, if you're looking for one of the alternate 2 matches that are going on, you can find those on our website, poolplayers.com/live. All right, so again, if the match, and we're gonna introduce the match in just a moment, but if the match you're not looking for or you are looking for is not on Facebook, you can find that on our website, poolplayers.com/live. Also want to mention our sponsors, our presenting sponsors for this year's streaming, the friends over at Pool Dog, and our friend Frank, who's been here with us all week, helping us cover the matches here, and he's been such a good boy all week that we want to make sure that we give a shout out to our guys over at Pool Dog. Very appreciative of them. I think the matches are just about to get underway. Let's take a look at some of the ground rules briefly before we do that. Of course, this particular event, as well as all the events here at the APA Poolplayer Championships, are played by APA rules. This is individual play, which means coaching is not allowed in this particular match. And as I mentioned in the beginning, we'll have 3 different tiers. We'll have a green tier, which is your skill levels 1 through 3. We have the white tier, which is skill levels 4 and 5. And the black tier, which is skill levels 6 through 9. And again, the featured match with commentary here on Facebook, if that's where you're watching us, will be that black tier. And let's take a look at the participants in that particular match. We have John Nickson Jr. from Pennsylvania, and we have Dustin Gunia from Omaha, Nebraska. And I think the players are probably just about ready. And they are. You can see the balls have been racked. So, Jeanette, kind of an interesting matchup here. We've got John Nickson Jr. skill level 9, or I'm sorry, skill level 6, and Dustin Gunia skill level 9. So we've got a fairly large differential in the points needed here for the win.
Right. He looks pretty focused. And now this is
John Nickson Jr. at the table, skill level 6. John needs 46 points to win the match, and he's off to a good start, Jeanette, with 2 balls pocketed on the break.
Yeah, that was really a solid break. And you look at a lot of times, this guy's a skill level 6 as opposed to his opponent, but he looks really already very focused, very comfortable at the table. He knows he's being streamed live. A lot of times people ask, how do you do it? How do you play with the TV going on?
Pressure,
things like that. I don't even think about it.
Really?
So I literally forget that it's there because I get so hungry and so into the match. So that's something that I kind of look at is this person looking self-conscious, or are they just focused on the table? And to me, he looks like a little bit of a killer.
Right. Now, we did mention the matches are coming to you from Pool Dog Arena, Pool Dog Championship Arena here at the Westgate, which means these players have all had a chance to get a round in this particular room. And that's significant because, one, as Jeanette mentioned, you have the TV cameras, right? You've got the streaming going on. But you also have a lot of spectators that have come in. I mean, we probably have, 100, maybe 150 people now in the room. I would anticipate that'll grow as the matches kind of get going. So, again, that's, kind of an adjustment. These players, although they've had some spectators throughout the event, certainly not an audience like they have here in the finals. So we'll see how that plays into things and which player is able to adapt to that extra pressure. So far, so good, though, for John Nickson Jr. Again, he's out to a 4-0 lead, needing only 46 points, and that point differential, as we mentioned, is due to the differences in skill level. John being the lower end of that black tier of a 6, Dustin obviously at the higher end of that black tier to 9. And it's also interesting, Jeanette, because we hear a lot of times about, well, the 6s can't compete. The 6s should not be in the black tier. They should be in the white tier or a different tier.
Right.
But here we go, right? We've got a final match, which is featuring a 6 and a 9, and, we'll see.
He proved his ability.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I'll tell you, at first, he had such a powerful break. He controlled his cue ball. Well, that worked out well for him. But I was going to say, he was almost straight in on the 1. It was really easy to draw his ball back about 6 inches. Then he would have been perfectly straight in on the 3 with natural position for the 4. And right away, he didn't draw his ball back at all. I don't know if it's because of nerves or is it because he really can't draw his ball very well because he was so close to the object ball. So that was an immediate unforced error that I feel like maybe could cost him this game anyway.
You see Dustin Gunia is seated in the green shirt. And, of course, you're also seeing in the blue shirt there the scorekeeper. So that's why there's 2 players seated. Nice shot there to
Well,
pocket
he's going to bank again.
Was that the 2 ball or the 4 ball?
4 ball.
4 ball, okay. The
banks.
coloration sometimes a little difficult for us on the monitor here between the blue and the purple. So
Yeah.
pockets the 4, turns his attention to the 7.
He really needed to bank at that 4 ball. Whenever the safeties are about just as good as the offensive shot, I'm always going to go offensive. I mean, if the safety is a lot easier than going for it, then I'll play the safety. But when it's close, I want to shoot at my ball and at least give myself a chance to win. And that's what he did. He made a nice bank shot, and he's going to have to do it again to run out, and he's going to have to hit it with a little bit of speed so he has position on the 3 ball. Ooh, that was way too wide. Ew.
All right, so we'll get our first chance to see Dustin Gunia here at the table.
And this is a dream, if you've been sitting in your chair, when you get up, you want to have a couple of easy shots.
Sure.
Get your arm and your stroke, get the kinks out.
Off to a good start, yeah. And again, Dustin is skill level 9. I'd imagine he's going to run out fairly quickly here, but still has to execute the shots. I know we're building kind of an audience as we go here, so if you're just now tuning in, you're seeing live coverage of the 9-ball shootout here at the APA Poolplayer Championships, live from Pool Dog Championship Arena, where Dustin Gunia has finished out the rack there, and these players are going to split the first set 6-4. As I mentioned, all of our streaming brought to you by our friends at Pool Dog, and I think we're going to hear a short word from Pool Dog here momentarily.
He seems like he's shooting pretty quick.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at pooldog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, pooldog.com, or call 866-843-3294.
All right, so back here in action, but again, definitely want to thank our friends at Pool Dog for helping us make this possible. Jeanette, this is the first time we've been able to simulcast at once all of the final matches here in the 9-ball shootout. And again, their support helped us do that with some of the gear and things that we need. So Dustin Gunia with the break.
A nice opening shot on the 1. Let's see, it looks like that 2 ball can go on the side. He's going to have to navigate away from that 5 ball. Obviously, he doesn't want to hit that 5 ball. So let's see what he does here. It'd be nice if he could get around that 5 ball.
Of course, this year's 9-ball shootout had a prize pool of just over $175,000. A lot of cash and prizes awarded this week. These players competing for $10,000 first place prize packages. And of course, as we mentioned, if this particular match is not the one you're looking for in the finals of the 9-ball shootout, hop over to our website, poolplayers.com/live, where we have the other 2 final matches going on. Those matches featuring, let's see if we can get that information here. In the white tier, we've got Sandy Teat and Kevin Jans. And in the green tier, we've got Randy Archuleta and Roger Ledford. So an early scoring, Roger up 8-3 on Randy, both racing to 25. Kevin Jans a 9-1 lead over Sandy Teat, Kevin needing 38 points. So, again, you can find that coverage at poolplayers.com/live. And we are back on our featured match here between John Nickson Jr. and Dustin Gunia. Dustin has taken an early lead in points, but again has quite the differential in terms of points needed based on his skill level. So, long way to go here, Jeanette.
He's very offensive. He's taking good chances. You can see he's comfortable at the table, but I wonder if I guess he doesn't feel like he could have held his ball. That was a good shot, though, coming up and down table.
Jeanette, somebody wants to know if George still plays.
Well, I think that he does. I'm really not sure because George and I got divorced a few years ago, in a very amicable manner. I'm sorry to say after 20 years, but I believe he still is. I don't know if he is planning to play full time or anything like that, but I know that he does hit balls.
So the skill is still there. He just may not play as frequently, but you probably never really get away fully from the game when you've kind of played at that level, I'm guessing.
That's right. I mean, I know that he likes to play in some of the local tournaments here or there, but I don't know if he's inspired to play all the time like he once did.
Been a busy week here in Las Vegas at the Pool Player Championships. Of course, the 9-ball shootout is the 4th of 5 championships being decided here this week. Later today, we will have the finals of the 8-ball doubles championship. We'll be bringing that to you at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. So we still have one more to go after the 9-ball shootout.
He's in a little bit of a pickle here.
Again, this is John Nickson Jr. at the table. John is from Delaware. Dustin, his opponent, from Nebraska.
This is really a risky shot because you're so close that you could foul because you might stroke the cue tip forward and you might not get it out of the way in time. The ball might come back and hit it. But I don't know if he feels confident enough to thin the 5 and get on the other side of the 9-ball. If he could even catch that end rail. This might not work out well. Well, actually, that did work out.
John plays a defensive shot there.
That's actually pretty good.
2,345 players in this year's Pool Player Championships. Jeanette, it's been a big, I understand it's the biggest one we've had for this particular, for our spring event, which
286 tables, is that right?
268. You were close.
268.
Yeah. Of course, we'll have over well
God.
over 300 in August when we're back. But
yeah, but just
for this event,
it's like
a lot of tables
madhouse here. There's so much going on with all the vendors and all the players. They're just loving pool, and
been a great week.
it really you can feel the excitement. You know, at 8 in the morning till 3 in the morning. It just
goes all night.
See, he's got a little bit of a safety here that he looks like he's going for it. But he could actually follow to the end rail and put the cue ball on the other side of the 9. And it seems kind of insane, but the 5 can go in the side pocket off the 9. Wow, he's looking at the triple combination. I mean, the 6 is a pretty big ball, so it's, yeah, he's going for it. Before he gets down and shoots this shot, he really should think about what he wants to do. Okay, if I make this, where's the 5 going to end up? Where do I want my cue ball to go? Sometimes people get so hyper-focused on making the shot that they're not thinking at all about the cue ball. It just takes a second to think about it. Then once you get down the shot, you should only be focused on making it. Looks like he hates it.
Dustin being very deliberate again in the black tier. And we talked about this a little bit a couple days ago with the 8-ball classic. Once you see these higher tiered guys, you really can't you can't make a mistake because, again, they can
Right.
really go on runs.
That's right.
Certainly capable of a break and run in the next rack. So wanting to be very deliberate with what he does here. And some other updates from the other matches going on. Kevin Jans leading Sandy Teat by a score of 9-5. Kevin needing 38 points, Sandy needing 31. And the other match is tied 9-9 between Roger Ledford and Randy
Ooh, God.
Archuleta. That was an impressive shot there
That
by
was
Dustin Gunia.
awesome.
You can see the extra time there, well worth it. Impressive. Pockets the 6 in the corner, leaves himself a makeable shot on the 9. Which he pockets in the side in short order. So Dustin Gunia appears to be feeling it, Jeanette.
Yeah, I mean, you know that he wasn't comfortable, obviously, comfortable shooting that 5-ball back in that opposite corner pocket. However, the one thing he did well is, listen, I'm not really comfortable. This is a tough shot, but you know what? If I'm going to go for it, I'm going to let it all out.
Right.
He didn't he didn't strike it in a hesitant manner. It was, all out. And that's really what you need to do when you're competing.
Yeah, no indecision there in that
Right,
shot.
when even when you're not comfortable with a shot and you're aware of the fact of the risks and things like that, because a skill level 6 is still dangerous. If you don't do your job,
Sure.
he's going to run those 4
Sure.
balls and out. And so you have to just say, listen, if I'm going to go for it, I want to make sure I hit it with authority. And that takes a little bit of experience to get used to doing that.
So the players racking, John Nickson Jr. racking here, the third set here in the 9-ball shootout. Again, all part of the APA Poolplayer Championships that have been going on all week here at the Westgate in Las Vegas. Action starting to wind down in this year's tournament. Of course, we are here in Pool Dog Championship Arena. Pool Dog is the presenting sponsor of our streaming coverage this year. I know they've got some special offers for some of the members that are tuning in or the viewers tuning in. If you go to pooldog.com/APA champs, you can check out some of those offers. I think they got like a 5% off and a free towel if you spend more than $50. So again, pooldog.com/APA champs. Head on over there, make Frankie here a happy boy. All right, still working on the rack here. While they work on the rack, let's take a quick look. Again, other matches available at poolplayers.com/live. Kevin Jans and Sandy Teat now tied 9-9, and that's significant because Kevin is racing to 38 while Sandy is only racing to 31. So slight lead now for Sandy Teat.
I love seeing a woman in there boxing with the boys.
There you go. Randy Archuleta has taken an 11-9 lead in his match against Roger Ledford. And Dustin Gunia is now broken here. Pocketed, what did he pocket there? The 8 and just the 8. Okay. Second rack in a row, he's pocketed the 8 on the break.
And second rack in a row, he's had a nice shot on the 1. However, the 4 made it a little bit tougher. And I'll tell you, it's a really, really easy carom, but you don't want your cue ball to go forward and hook you from not having a shot.
Again, this is Dustin at the table. Dustin from Nebraska. His opponent, John Nickson Jr. from Delaware. 48 states represented in this year's Pool Player Championships, as well as players from Canada. We had a player from Japan. Been a busy week. Takes a while to give away $675-something thousand, right? So
That's right.
4th of 5th championship to be decided. Nice shot on the 1 there.
Yeah, but he neglected to play shape on the 2.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what Dustin's got in his magic bag of tricks here. So far, he seems to find a way.
Yeah, this actually is not a good situation because he can't even masse, I don't think. Looks like he's trying to masse it. Now he needs that that spin to take right away, so you can't hit it too hard, or it's not going to spin enough around the 5 ball. Oh, he hit that
Wow.
so nicely.
It's
He really
impressive.
did. He understood. A lot of times when people mess it, they hit it too hard, and therefore it doesn't give the cue ball time to turn. But
Pockets the 5 in the corner. I'm sorry, is that the 3 in the corner?
yeah,
Turns his attention to the 4 in the opposite corner.
he's pretty impressive
Yeah, he is.
considering how fast he shoots. Takes care of business.
Yeah, and aside from that difficult cut shot that he took, I mean, he kind of likes to get up there and shoot pretty quick, which we like,
Yeah,
right? It's always
right. More
like
exciting.
well, it's like any sport, you know, the more action, right, the more exciting.
The only problem with when you're shooting this fast, you don't give yourself a chance to visualize the shot, and therefore your speed control tends to be off.
Ooh.
Yeah. I would love him to just take an extra full second for each shot, just to picture it. But maybe he does that because of nerves. You know, maybe some people, they shoot faster so they don't question themselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Second guess, yeah.
Right. Table plays a little long, so watch the scratch. Wow, nice.
All right, so Dustin with the break and run there has now taken a 24-6 lead.
Tell you what, John hasn't gotten to shoot much in a while.
He has not, and that's what we talked about. When you see a mistake at this level, it can be a while before you get back to the table. So, and I don't know that it's really through any fault of his own, just kind of some bad breaks at where the layout was when he was last to the table. But
Well, this
how
guy,
difficult is that? I mean, when you're just kind of sitting and waiting and waiting and waiting and
the
watching
only
the
thing you
lead
can
increase.
control is your attitude.
Yeah.
That's the only thing you can control. When you're sitting down in that chair and this guy's just shooting and shooting and shooting, it's just having a certain amount of determination that, listen, all right, I'm not shooting right now, but at any moment it could be my shot. I'm going to be ready for it.
Right.
And have the attitude that you're going to take advantage of your next opportunity, and that's all. And so I would be intensely focused on every shot that's shot, picturing it, what would I do here when he looks like he's hitting a certain shot, where do I think the cue ball is going, as opposed to where it actually goes, and seeing that difference so that I'm getting used to the table even though I'm not the one shooting it.
Oh, I made that 8 again.
And solid break. All right, he's got a tough cut here on the 1 if he chooses to take it. He hit that a little bit harder than last time, which is why the 1 made it all the way to the end rail. Earlier, it was a little closer to where the 5 is than the 1. Very makeable shot. However, he's slightly elevated because of that 2 ball being in his way.
Should mention this is the black tier of the 9-ball shootout. There were 173 participants in this year's black tier. Of course, we're down to the final 2. 60 participants in the green tier, which is your skill levels 1 through 3, and 163 players in the white tier. So, total of almost 400 players in this year's 9-ball shootout.
Yep, he chose to play safety.
All right, so good chance to see John here at the table again, at least for now.
Yeah, it's brutal. Like,
Yeah.
you finally get to look at a 1 ball, and there's not really an easy safety. You're elevated a little bit because of the 4 ball. Oh, he chose to go for it.
Yeah, so Dustin back to the table again.
Yeah, I don't really blame him for shooting that just because the safety was, again, kind of just as tough as going for it. May as well go for it. You knew that if you made it, you'd get rewarded with a nice shot on the 2. Unfortunately, he's going. Oh, he overcut it and got lucky. All right, he's still got a very makeable cut shot. If he shoots into this rail by the 6 ball, he's got to aim a little bit low on the table with some low right. I think he'll be okay. Again, not hitting it too hard or he's not going to get much draw. Plus, he really doesn't want to travel that far because the 2 ball's right here. Well, he's aiming high.
Oh, just misses.
Yeah, I think he needed to aim low on that.
Yeah, and the hard part of that is, man, you don't want to give ball in hand to Dustin here.
No.
Not a player like this. Some folks asking about pro status versus amateur status, and it's interesting because I hear this a lot of times to applied to Brian Parks, and here we're hearing it applied to Dustin. You know, Brian was out here for the 8-Ball Classic and didn't make the semifinals, and
Right.
you know, the thing I say to that is, one, we look at all of these cases and, you know, kind of look at the player and look at what they do for a living. And, you know, there's no, you know, definitive way to look at it without a, you know, a structure like a men's pro tour like the other pro sports have.
Right.
But, you know, I think the takeaway here is, you know, so before we're complaining about Brian Parks not being a pro and now it's another player, right? Because somebody has to be the best, folks,
right.
within their skill level. Somebody
Right.
has to be the best. And so, again, you know, we look at this quite often, and every player that is here participating, APA considers to be an amateur player. There's nothing overlooked in terms of who's being allowed to play. And like I said, somebody like Brian, who a lot of times we hear the complaints because of the USAM, but he didn't even make it to the semifinal round of his event. So,
Right.
you know, where do you draw that line? So, meanwhile, Dustin just doing his thing here. Pockets the 9 in the corner, extends his lead. Let's take a look at some of the other scores while we've got a moment here. Boy, still tied up in the white tier. I'm sorry, the green tier between Roger Ledford and Randy Archuleta. They are neck and neck in a race to 25. Randy is now taking a 1-point lead, but we've got a 17-16 score there. Both players racing to 25. In the white tier, Sandy Teat, folks, has taken a 19-11 lead over Kevin Jans. Sandy needing only 31 points while Kevin needs to get to 38, so she has jumped out to a significant lead in that particular match. Keep our eye on those scores. Again, if you're interested in watching those alternate matches, you can go to poolplayers.com/live. Also, again, want to thank our friends over at Pool Dog for everything they've done to make that coverage possible, allowing us to simulcast all 3 of these final matches at once.
If we're looking at the score, Dustin now only needs 41 balls while John needs 40.
Yeah, pockets
So
that 8
he's
again.
Completely
Right
gotten rid of the difference in points. So now it's an even race.
Right.
41 to 40.
Dustin again pocketing that that
Yes,
8 ball.
so now it's 40 to 40. Now it's a race to 40 points.
There you go. That's some good math from the Black Widow, folks. Look at that. She doesn't just play pool; she calculates.
Ooh, that was a pretty bad shot right there. You could see his disappointment. Because really, that was the first big error he's made. He's been playing great.
John Nickson Jr. will get another chance at the table here, see if he can string some things together. Looks like he's got a little more opportunity to work with now.
Yeah. The question is whether or not he hits this 3 ball. Because if he does hit the 3 ball, it's going to be coming, that 3 is going to possibly hit the 2. So there's an unknown factor there. Oh, he just had faith that that ball's still going to go in when he banks it.
Oof.
Oh, my God.
He
Excuse
pockets
me.
the one in the corner, and he nearly follows it in, or the cue ball nearly follows it in, but stops right there on the lip of the pocket. So he'll have to shoot from deep inside the pocket there, but it looks like he's got a...
What's interesting is when I looked at that 1 ball, there was so much angle on it, and it looked like his cue ball would go on the side. But he actually, what it looked like was he intentionally hit the ball sloppy into the rail, knowing it would still go in, which would allow him to get position on the ball. So he's playing the size of these pockets. I think for me, my inexperience with bar tables versus the 9-foot tables, the 7-foot tables versus the 9-foot tables, I'm not really sure just how much, you know, what goes in the rail. We wanted to hit it harder than that. He wanted a much bigger bounce so he could shoot the 4 ball in the same pocket as the 5. Doesn't even have a good safety. I don't know if he's looking at the carom into the 9, which would not only be tough, but risk scratching in the side pocket. Let's see what he does.
John's still trying to navigate his next move here. While he does that, I want to mention again that we've got final round coverage of the 8-ball doubles championship that'll be coming at you at 4 o'clock Pacific Daylight Time here on the APA Facebook page, as well as our YouTube channel and poolplayers.com/live.
Okay, that worked out. He did a poke and hope.
All right. I'm hearing some
Excitement in the room.
real excitement. Yeah, it's kind of woke me up a little bit there. We'll see. It looks like I'm not sure if that match is final, but it appears to be. It looks like. We'll get confirmation before I say anything, I guess. I believe Roger Ledford, folks, has won the green tier of the 9-ball shootout. He has defeated Randy Archuleta by a score of 25-19. So congratulations to Roger Ledford. Roger's out of Detroit, Michigan. Again, he is the 2018 9-ball shootout champion in the green tier. We still have 2 matches ongoing here. Of course, the match that Jeanette and I are focused on is the black tier between Dustin Gunia and John Nickson Jr., but we also have over on poolplayers.com/live a matchup between Sandy Teat and Kevin Jans, who are neck and neck in terms of a score. However, Sandy's needing only 31 points to win. Kevin's 38. Sandy leading by a score of 20-19.
Okay, we're looking at this match between Dustin and John, and it looks like things are rolling a little bit Dustin's way. It seems like every time John gets up the table, he just doesn't have a good layout and he doesn't have a good safety. He can shoot safety here. He could bank the 4-ball thin to the end rail. Yeah, these are
Nice
just
shot.
an
Pockets
offensive couple of guys.
Pockets the 4 in the corner, turns his attention to the 5.
So does he play position to do a carom? Does that 9-ball really go? Possibly. The pockets are so big. It's would have been nice if it didn't get tied up right there, but he has a little bit of an angle where if he wanted to, he could try to slam into those, but if he misses it, he could end up hooking himself. So maybe he's just going to play the Oh, that's no good. That's no good.
Pockets the 5 in the corner.
Yeah, but that. I thought if he went down to the end rail, towards the end rail, he would have some kind of a carry, but right here.
Pockets
my gosh.
the 6.
Did it look like that 6 ball went past the 9, or am I blind?
No comment.
Okay. Smart guy.
I do not second guess the Black Widow ever, so I will just say no comment.
Well, I mean, no matter what, I was wrong. I mean, the 6 clearly went past the 9, but I didn't think it did.
All right, so John Nickson Jr. picking up a little momentum here. See if he can finish off this rack and put himself at 15 points.
Now, he created this opportunity because what he was looking at was he was looking at a bank shot.
Pockets the 9 in the corner.
Wow, that was a good out.
John now with 15 points. And we'll have the break. While we've got a moment, how about a word from our friends at Pool Dog, my man Steve.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at Pooldog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, Pooldog.com, or call 866-843-3294.
All right. Looks like the balls have been racked. John Nickson Jr. grabbing his break cue. Looking to keep the momentum here as he trails 35-15, but that score's a little misleading due to the race differential. So keep that in mind. John needing only 46 points while Dustin needs 75. So
I think this is the first time he's breaking, right?
he broke the
very
first
first
rack.
one.
Yeah.
All right, let's take a look. Typically, we break from the corner, not the middle of the table. Perhaps he's more of an 8-ball player than a 9-ball player.
Oh.
Ooh, that was not good. Went straight in the side pocket.
So he pocketed the 4 and the 8 and the cue ball, unfortunately.
Right.
So
Right.
that'll be 2 dead balls in the rack. And probably more significant is not just the loss of points there, but the fact that Dustin now has ball in hand, and man, that's the last thing you want to do with a player like Dustin. But we'll see what happens here.
Yeah, as long as he gets nicely on this 2-ball, this is a pretty open rack right here for.
Dustin pockets the 1 in the side. Again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching final round coverage of the 9-ball shootout, all part of the APA Poolplayer Championships here in Pool Dog Championship Arena at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas, where it's been a action-packed several days here. Thousands of players in action. Dozens of vendors here. Of course, we had the pool party Friday night, which was a great time, as always.
Oy. He ended up pretty straight on this 3-ball. I think when he shot the 1, he played position to bump that 7, but now that 7's giving him trouble because if that 7 wasn't there, he could stop it and make the 5 in the side. Right now he's looking to see if the 5-ball goes in the corner because he's fairly straight on this 3-ball.
Quick update on the white tier. Kevin Jans now leading 26-20 in that match. Kevin now needs 12 points. Sandy Teat with 20, racing to 31. She needs 11 points. So, again, very neck and neck
Right.
in that matchup. Over on table 9. And we mentioned it earlier, but Roger Ledford of Detroit, Michigan has already won the green tier of the 9-ball shootout. That match wrapping up a few minutes ago. Congratulations to him.
Nice shot. He just has so much confidence in the way that he shoots.
I just like his pace. He does
Yeah.
not take long, and I like that.
Not messing around.
Get up there and shoot.
Stays down. I love Kevin. Kevin Hinkabine brought me a cup of coffee.
Kevin, part of our production team, along with Steve Alejandro and Greg Fletcher, Becky Rosner, Josh Fletcher, a whole team of folks that
Work very
bring this
hard.
streaming coverage to you. And again, all courtesy of our friends at Pooldog, pooldog.com/APA Champs. Hop on over to their website, give them a visit if you're enjoying the free coverage here. Shoot them a message on Facebook. Tell them thanks for everything they do for you. Of course, I should also mention some of our other sponsors, our friends over at Nationwide Insurance. Of course, Aramith Balls that we've been playing with all week.
Wonderful.
Action Cues. And obviously Pooldog, a big part of bringing this to the folks at home. So we thank all of them for their continued support. Also want to mention High Country Promotions, who's brought in the tables this week, all 268 of them. And our friends at the Westgate, right? We can't do it without
Right.
them. The staff here all week has been very accommodating. Here at our home away from home, Dustin Gunia pockets the 6 in the corner on the break. Nice crowd here in the championship arena, the Pooldog Arena, watching the 9-ball shootout wind down.
All right, he's looking at some kind of safety, it looks like. He can go for the bank, but then he's got to navigate. He's got to try to avoid that 5-ball so he has position on the 2. Or he could play safety and let the cue ball go 2 rails and freeze up on that 5. Let's see what he does. Oh, it's almost perfect. Almost perfect.
Bring John Nickson Jr. back to the table. John from Delaware. As we mentioned earlier, 48 states in this year's Pool Player Championships. Anybody want to guess the 2 states that are not here? I literally have to guess because I'm not sure. I'm thinking maybe it's like North Dakota.
Wyoming.
Maybe I think we have somebody in Wyoming. See, if Kevin was still around, he would know. Kevin, of course, does all of our back at the office here. He's part of our production team. Back at the office, he's our franchise development manager, and so he's always talking to folks that are wanting to become league operators. Of course, if you're interested in that kind of thing, you can go to our website, poolplayers.com, and find information about our franchise opportunity. A lot of people don't realize, but APA is actually an award-winning franchise company, so
I believe it. We've got
highly
an incredible
decorated,
team.
yeah.
Still, there's not much going on in Wyoming. I'm told it's
I
beautiful
bet there's
place.
pool tables there. I think we have activity in Wyoming. I think it's Utah and North Dakota. Maybe if Kevin makes his way back up here, we'll find out. But
North Dakota. My daughter lives in North Dakota. Just outside of Sioux Falls.
no, Joe Bond's weighing in. He's saying North Dakota and Utah. See, I got it right. Renee's saying the same thing. Look at me. Sorry, guys, I was ahead of you, but I appreciate the verification. North Dakota and Utah.
I'm going to have to get my daughter working on it.
Yeah, we need. What about Salt Lake
Come
City?
on, Morgan.
Come on, yeah. Salt Lake City, Utah. Come on.
I would not have guessed that. North Dakota, that's where Shane lives about half. Shane Van Bonen lives about half.
He's
an hour
South
from my
Dakota,
daughter.
right? South Dakota kid. Yeah,
Is it South Dakota?
yeah.
Hmm.
Well, he may be from North Dakota, I guess, but they call him South Dakota kid, so I'm assuming
Well,
he's.
it's got to be South Dakota
Yeah.
then.
I don't know how much time he spends there. I always see him. I'm friends with him on Facebook.
Lot.
He's always. If
Right,
he's
he's
if he's
always
not
out
playing
somewhere.
in the world, he's ice fishing quite a bit. I see he always got some kind of fishing going on. It's either pool or fishing with him. What does the Black Widow do when she's not playing pool?
That was really nice too. Well, I'm sorry. What do I do?
Yeah, what are you
I'm
doing when
into
you're not
this
playing
match,
pool?
Jason.
I know, but I'm just curious. We got some time. We got a lot of points to go.
What do I do when I'm not playing pool?
Yeah.
Well, right now I'm trying to get into the routine of starting to work out again and get some of my strength back because I've taken some time off with some health issues, and it kept me from being able to do physical therapy or anything.
Right.
But now I'm actually starting to do that. Love hanging out with my kids. I genuinely love hanging out with them. It's
Yeah,
a lot of fun.
A lot of family time for you.
And
you're a businesswoman too, right? So you got all that stuff going on too. The
right.
league.
So
and
the league actually is what has for the last 20 years since I've been pro, I'm gone all the time. So when I finally come home, I pretty much stay in my house. Whereas ever since I've bought the Tampa Bay APA leagues,
right.
it's all about getting out there and it being such a social network. And because of that, and introducing more people in Tampa to the APA, I've in turn made some wonderful friends.
Yeah, so you're out and about in
It's
Tampa
such
at
a-
the pool
yeah.
rooms quite a bit.
That's right. I mean, way more than I ever would have imagined myself doing.
So you're not like out deep sea fishing on your free time or anything like that?
No,
surfing or anything for the Black Widow?
No, but I actually I genuinely like people in general. And with the APA, it's such an easy sell because I feel like we're selling fun.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And who doesn't want to have fun? So I really like that.
Of course, if you're interested in getting involved in an APA league, summer sessions are just about to kick off in most areas of the country. You can go to our website, poolplayers.com, and find out about joining the league and getting involved and getting out here to one of our 2 events here in Las Vegas. Of course, Jeanette, it won't be long before we're back out here in August for the APA World Championships.
It is just insane. The World Pool Players Championship, the World Pool Championship is really, it is just so much fun. There's so much going on. There's more vendors, obviously more people.
Yeah, it's like, so we have 2,300 at this event, which seems like a lot.
It is a lot.
August to be like closer to 15,000. So it's everything's magnified, and it's just pool craziness, pool extravaganza.
When that's going on, it's like everything going on at Westgate. It's like a whole city,
Yeah.
Of people that are pool
that love
addicts.
pool.
that-
Everybody's got a Q case.
Yeah.
Right.
And the attitude is so good. Everyone is just so happy to get to spend the time in Vegas, not just for the tournament, but just to
Yeah.
be in a city that never sleeps. It's
Speaking
just
of
so much
attitude,
fun.
too, I do want to mention real quick our Sportsmanship Award winner in the 9-ball shootout from Woodstock, Alabama, Denver Nicholas. Denver did not make it to the final day of competition, but obviously was a good sport throughout and was recognized as such by both his peers in the tournament as well as some of the referees and stuff. So congratulations again to Denver Nicholas, your Sportsmanship Award winner in the 9-ball shootout.
It was a good shot. He actually was not playing that one ball. He was playing to let the 5-ball bank 2 rails and land on the end rail while the cue ball moved the 8. somehow, even with as fast as he shoots, he finds a way to find the right shot quickly that other people, they may not even see it.
Again, if you're just joining us, this is black tier coverage, final round coverage of the 9-ball shootout. This is John Nickson Jr. at the table, fouling, giving ball in hand to Dustin Gunia in the green.
You can see John is starting to get worn down. All right, let's see Dustin's cue ball. You see where he wants to be. He wants to end up fairly straight on the 7 without hooking himself on the 8. Let's see it.
As Dustin navigates.
A little bit hard.
This rack
No,
should mention.
Jeez, that was good.
Looks like on table 9, Kevin Jans is getting very close to securing the 9-ball shootout title in the white tier, now with 35 points, needing only 38. Currently at the table shooting, so we'll keep you updated. Meanwhile, Dustin Gunia just keeps rolling along here on our featured table, pockets the 9 in the corner, adds to his lead. Hearing some applause, and it sounds like it's applause for Sandy Teat, who must have done something. She's, of course, trying to stave off the end of that match as best she can. Kevin Jans now leading 36-25, so Sandy needing 6 points while Kevin needing just 2.
Well, it looks like John has decided to take a little bit of a break, which isn't a bad idea. Just get yourself back into it, pump yourself up.
So while they take a break, we'll take a look at a word from our sponsors at Pool Dog.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at Pooldog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, Pooldog.com, or call 866-843-3294.
Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
All right, so we're just about ready to get back in action. Of course, the players took a momentary break there. If you're just now joining us, you're watching final round coverage of the 9-ball shootout from Pool Dog Championship Arena here at the Westgate Resort and Casino in Las Vegas. Again, this is the black tier of the 9-ball shootout, the final 2 players in this year's event. We just wrapped up the championship in the white tier, where Kevin Jans from Ontario, Canada, has defeated Sandy Teets. So Kevin Jans is your 9-ball shootout champion in the white tier. Congratulations to him. A little bit earlier, we had Roger Ledford from Detroit, Michigan, winning the 9-ball shootout in the green tier. So we're down to just one, Jeanette, and we're back in action. Dustin Gunia with the break. And for the first time, dry break.
Dry break, and look at where his cue ball is. I mean, clearly he didn't hit the balls as solidly as he can, and he got punished for that. Normally that cue ball should have been in the middle of the table. He would have made a ball in the break and had a shot on the 1, which is what has been happening every time he broke. And this time he let his cue ball get away, but nothing's easy for Dustin. I'm sorry for John.
Yeah. Of course, these players competing for $10,000 in first place prize money. The runner-up's going to take home $5,000. So not a bad day for either one of these guys, but obviously the title and the trophy sometimes more significant than the award, right? So
Right.
Still a lot to be decided here. I was looking at the numbers a little while ago. Looks like our payout total for the 9-ball shootout this year just over $175,000. So again, we do a first place in each tier, a second place in each tier, 2/3 in each tier. So you can kind of look at it. If you're interested in how that all breaks down, you can go to poolplayers.com and to the Pool Player Championship homepage and look at that event program. Breaks all that stuff down. So
Okay. Let's see what we've got here. He's got a fairly straight-in shot, almost straight-in shot on the 1 ball. But if he draws it back, he's just got the 2-5. So if he could avoid the 3 and punch it into the side rail and back out to the middle of the table, he can shoot the 2 ball in that back far left corner pocket. Though it still looks like, ooh, no, he had to stay in front of it. So now it's whether or not he wants to shoot this combination or play safe. All right.
again, another short-lived turn at the table for John. Back to Dustin Gunia. Dustin from Omaha, Nebraska. Nine-ball shootout is the 4th of 5 championships to be decided here at the Pool Player Championships here in the Pool Dog Championship Arena. Again, we want to thank them for all their support and helping us make this coverage possible for you.
Ooh, geez Louise. All right, so it looks like he might even be frozen on this 2-ball. Not really an offensive shot here. He can't play safe. If he can hit enough of the 2-ball to strike the 2-ball to the end rail. Oh, he can play the carom. All right, so he's putting a little backspin to come off the 2 and get behind it. He didn't do that. He was hoping to not.
Gotta be frustrating for him. Yeah, it's got to be difficult.
He didn't do it. He was trying to get behind the 5. I think he should have went the other way. Feathered the 2 ball to the end rail and let the cue ball go 2 rails behind the 4 all the way up table, but
I'm sure
Right.
some folks watching interested in how they can get involved or participate in this particular event. Of course, the first step would be to become an APA member, start playing in your local league. You can do that by visiting us at poolplayers.com. From there, it's pretty easy, Jeanette. You get on a local qualifier board with about 7 other people. You win that. You advance to the regional level where the top players then win a trip out here to Vegas where we take care of your hotel and we give you the travel assistance. You get some money just for showing up, and so it's a pretty nice deal for, I think, what is it, $20 to play on a singles board.
that's
so
right.
I don't know where else you can parlay $20 into
And
free
to a
trip to Vegas and the chance at 10,000 or 15,000
yeah,
depending
it's
on
not just the trip, but a chance
Yeah.
to compete for thousands of dollars.
Of course, there's been a lot of folks out here playing in the mini mania events, which you can do once you have enough scores as an APA member. If you just want to come out and play mini mania events, just basically smaller tournaments that we run pretty much around the clock. So there's a lot of opportunity to make it to Vegas with APA. That's something you're interested in doing. That all starts at poolplayers.com. Meanwhile, Dustin Gunia just rolling along.
Yep. He's jumping up a little bit on the shots. But this must be his pace all the time.
Jeanette, somebody's asking how you and your partner did in the league operator tournament that we had on Monday night. Of course, our I'll mention for the viewers, we had our convention, our league operator convention,
Right.
several days before the tournament started, and so we grouped all of our league operators together. Jeanette, we did allow to play in that particular event.
And
So
I
how
got-
did you do? How did you
well,
and your partner
I
do?
got paired with a 1.
Okay.
And we ended up winning the first match, and it was neck and neck. It was super exciting because I was paired with a 7-9, and his partner was a 1. But then the next round, we got paired with a 7 and a 6. So
More mid-level, yeah.
they destroyed us.
Yeah.
We had no chance because they would run the whole rack.
Yeah,
you
well,
know.
I think it's worth mentioning we do have a lot of league operators that are higher skilled players, so
Yes.
it's no easy feat. So there we go, John Nickson Jr., folks, getting a little momentum, finishing off a rack there. You can see a smile on his face and kind of some momentary relief at least. And so as far as it stands, where are we at here? Dustin needing 16 points. John needing 27, so still
possible.
Still possible. A lot of work
Yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Probably can't make too many more mistakes. Not with a
Mhm.
player of Dustin's caliber up there, but
He also needs the rolls to go a little bit his way. After the
does.
break, give him some kind of a shot.
yeah. So we'll see. It all starts here.
Mhm. But that league operators tournament, it was so much fun. I don't mean just for playing in it, but when you look around the camaraderie that was going on and everyone getting to know each other a little better.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's really what APA is about, is building a family
Sure.
of friends. I just told my partner, let's just have a really good time, and we did.
Good. Dustin taking a look at the rack, and again, we've kind of talked about this before. He's not wanting to leave gaps, right? He's trying to avoid,
He's trying to give his
get him
partner
as
a
tight as
good rack.
possible. Yeah. Not satisfied. Gonna try to re-rack him here.
Well, not only do you want to give your partner a good rack, but you also don't want to leave space behind the 9 where the 9 ball could possibly fly into a pocket. And that's just as critical. You don't want to give him an easy 9 ball.
Of course, if you're not familiar with APA 9 ball and you're watching this event, worth noting, I think, that each ball is worth 1 point. The 9 ball is worth 2 points. And again, the players race to a certain number of points that they need based on their skill level. So a little bit different than the 9 ball like you're used to playing, Jeanette, where the person that pockets the 9 ball wins that particular game.
Right.
All based on points here in the APA 9 ball scoring.
All right, let's see the break. John was breaking from nearly the middle of the table. Oh, that looks almost dead in the middle of the table, which takes out the really hard to make a ball in the break from the middle of the table. It's not that it's impossible, but it's really unlikely. That's why the pros always break from the corners in 9-ball, and we break more from the center in 8-ball.
Can see the oversized checks looming back there, just waiting for a name to be written on them. Of course, we actually give them cash. The check's just a memento. They leave here with their payout, so most of them like to take the big checks home too, though.
Yeah.
Big checks and the bigger trophies. Big checks, big trophies, lots of prize money.
It'd be nice, but how are you going to get that? You're going to bring that on the
I'd carry
airplane?
that bad boy around the plane. Put in the overhead bin.
That probably you could. I've received some checks that are pretty massive. And
No, a lot of times we ship that stuff back to them, for, the trophies and the
That's
checks and
good.
stuff. Yeah, because most of the folks that come out do fly and don't want to haul that stuff home. So we box it up and ship it back for them so that when they get home, it just shows up. And
that's nice.
yeah.
Okay, he's going to have to hit this into the 1 and get off that rail to come back and make that 2-ball. You see where he's putting his Q-tip. Oop, that might have been a little bit hard. No, he's right on it. Little bit of a draw shot.
Pockets the 2 in the corner.
No, he wanted to draw a lot more than that. That way he could pocket the 4-ball in that corner pocket. Looks like he's going to draw his ball so he can shoot the 4 in the left-hand corner pocket.
Looks like a lot of I'm kind of keeping track of people as they log on and off. A lot of our league operators and staff. Of course, we want to mention all the help that not only our league operators, but like all the players that come out to be referees. Isn't that amazing? I mean, so our referees here are our league members that come out for several days, and man, they work some long hours, but kind of a thankless. They do, but it's kind of a thankless job, right? Like if the referee's good, you don't notice him, right? He should be seamless, right? Kind of like good service at a restaurant. So we really appreciate all the hard work that the referees put in, the league operators put in, of course our staff. About 65 of our staff members out here. It takes a lot of people to pull this bad boy off.
Yes, it does.
And man, it's kind of sad at the end. I was on the other side of the air wall today, just opposite a Pool Dog Championship arena, and everything's being torn down, and the lights are all like half off, and soon the tables will be pulled out, and it's like we were never here.
So here's a question. We know about how many, over 15,000 members, but how many teams generally will come to the World Pool Championship in August?
I'd have to look at the breakdown, but Bill was just telling me, Bill Tufts, our director of tournament productions, that this year will be our largest World Pool Championships ever.
Okay.
So we actually set the record in 2010, the Guinness record, but this year will be the largest. For one, I think our 9-ball continues to grow, and we also have the new Team Captain Championship, right? For the first time ever, we've got that particular event. So just once again, the event keeps growing,
but no idea.
That's
a
good thing. Offhand, I don't. Several hundred. I want to say maybe 700 to 800 in 8-ball, probably 500 to 600 in 9-ball, 256 in the doubles, maybe 256 in ladies.
Gracious.
384 in the Team Captain, 384 in Masters. I'm looking at Bill, and he's shaking his head, so I'm guessing
You're
well.
close,
Look at me.
yeah.
All right. Meanwhile, Dustin Gunia is now 6 points away from wrapping this thing up. Dustin needing just 6 points to take home the 9-ball shootout championship in the black tier. The other 2 tiers already wrapped up. We had Roger Ledford from Detroit, Michigan winning in the green tier. We had Kevin Jans from Ontario, Canada winning in the white tier. And right now it's going to take nothing short of a miracle for John Nickson Jr. to turn this around. But they happen, right, Jeanette? Miracles happen. But first he's going to have to get back to the table.
Yeah, I wish I could have pointed out a little bit earlier, but something I've been noticing throughout this match is whenever Dustin was not shooting, he was at the edge of his seat waiting for the next opportunity. His body language was all about, I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to win this thing. Just his whole demeanor was all about winning. Sometimes I look at matches and I see people kind of slumped in their chair, sitting back like, hey, I'm going to be sitting for a while. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think body language matters, not just to what the opponent thinks, but even to yourself.
Looks like he got the 3 and the 7 on the break, so 2 more points there for Dustin. Now 3, pockets the 1 in the side.
Left himself a thin cut on this 2-ball. That does look like the 3-ball right there. Nice.
I believe just 2 points away now.
Yeah, and he's going to have a little bit of a situation with this 6-ball, but I think he could play to do the combination. For the 6-9 combination.
I don't think he's going to need it. I think he only needs 1 more point here.
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe I'm slightly off. Waiting to see our score update here. 1 more. Here we go. Needs that 5-ball. Pockets the 5 in the corner. And the 9-ball shootout champion in the black tier from Omaha, Nebraska, Dustin Gunia. So there you have it, folks. That wraps up coverage of our 9-ball shootout from here at Pool Dog Championship Arena at the Westgate Resort and Casino. Again, we'll recap our 3 winners in this year's 9-ball shootout. In the green tier from Detroit, Michigan, we had Roger Ledford. Congratulations to Roger. In the white tier, Kevin Jans from Ontario, Canada. And, of course, the match that just concluded, Dustin Gunia, your 9-ball shootout champion in the black tier, Dustin from Omaha, Nebraska.
He played fantastic.
Folks, we hate to say goodbye, but the good news is we will be back. At least I will be back. Jeanette's heading home. I'll be back with Dr. Q at 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time today. Frankie will still be here rooting us on. So make sure you come back and join us. For now, we've got to head out and hand out some checks, some trophies, and, of course, some prize money. So we'll see you folks later on today. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
Tired of the same old when you're buying billiard supplies? Come shop with the big dogs at Pulldog.com. You want pool cues? We've got over 700. Balls, cases, accessories, no problem. Want help with your game? How does hundreds of free training articles sound? Want to shop offline? We'll mail you a free catalog. Hit us up online, Pulldog.com, or call 866-843-3295.